Welcome back. Very purry, very furry. You're much loved by all the meditators. Yes, you are. Anyway, hey, welcome back. The program note, just one more reminder. We're meeting tomorrow, and I would love to see you and do our Friday gathering on Thursday. And there won't be a Friday meditation, and then the following week we'll be back on our regular schedule. Now I have less time to deliver my 6 minute Dharma talk. Anyway, the whole talk this week, I hope you have found it provocative and stimulating, perhaps even revelatory and interesting. Anyway, it's been about making that decision, that deep internal decision of our worldview and how we consider ourselves and our place in this world. And it seems to me in all the spiritual study that I've done, just being another bozo on the bus, but the journey of spirituality always moves. It moves from the material to the spiritual. It moves from the esoteric or from the exoteric to the esoteric. It moves from the out to the in. Sorry, my cat distracted me. So we're all born as material beings, and sometimes some humans in a lifetime they undergo this moment of clarity, this spark on the inside that turns their whole life around and simply aims them in the direction of spiritual because, well, it's rather obvious if you're listening to this and if you know me at all that I hold to the very strong belief and experience that we're spiritual beings having a material, living in a material world. And yet we are born into the material world. And it, I'm not entirely convinced that everyone in one human lifetime has this awakening. I think it's quite possible to live many material lifetimes because there's no shortage of time to wander through the labyrinth of time and space before we choose or are chosen, depending on your point of view, and we have that moment of clarity. Something wakes us up where we realize that we are spiritual beings and that we don't live anywhere near to the full when we live solely based on material aims and goals. We realize that no amount of any material substance will ever really fit the bill. And we tried it. We tried it in so many areas. And you can't get enough of what you don't really need. And that suffering that comes from pursuing the material world and thinking that it is the end all and be all brings about this moment of clarity. And there's this great key moment in the life of any soul whenever it happens. It's like, I shall return and go back unto my Father. I shall aim myself at my spiritual being. I shall pursue that. Once we make that decision, the whole world doesn't flip all at once. There's a delay, there's a lag time. And I so love how Emmett Fox says that once we have this internal spiritual awakening and we aim our soul back toward God or love or source or spirit or whatever you like to call it, once we make that decision, there is a lag time and we are kicked about like a football because we are not fully fitted for the spiritual life, although we've made that aim and decision, but we're also unfitted from the material world. No amount of material wealth, fame, glory, yachts, recognition, bestsellers, good looks, plastic surgery, amount of money, number of zeros in the bank will ever supply. And so, man, we are in this teeter-totter world. But over time, as we continuously make this decision and as we make this deep decision to pursue, a great shift takes place. There is a critical mass. There's a great movement of the weight of our being toward the spiritual. And then there's simply no holding us back at this point. We've made this decision. We're not going back. We aim ourselves toward the highest we know. We can look straight into the craw of the material world, and the material world will always call us back. It'll say, hey, you're just a lump of molecules and you're only here for a few minutes, and why don't you be a hedonist, and why don't you grab for all that you can, and why don't you distrust your spiritual nature, and come on back to the material world. We'll refund all of your misery from trying to pursue spirituality. And then sooner or later, no, enough is enough. I've made my decision, and no one can make this decision for us. And we can make it in every single moment. And no matter what's going on, the whole world can come against us. And we will bring our light, our radiance, our joy, our delight in living, and our smile to the world. And not only will that achieve us our own destiny, we'll be bringing heaven on earth. That's the decision we make. And it's the one that I've made, and it's the one I invite everybody to make. And I'll see you all tomorrow. We'll talk about it. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you then.